side. Yeah, but I sure could use one plate of food, steaming and hot, clean linen and on a fresh made bed. But I ain't got one salty dad, one salty dad. Just close your eyes, it won't take long, won't hurt a bit. Telling myself I could be strong, some such brave bullshit. Trucks are roaring by, I'm a red ghost in the tail light gleam. I'm a tumbleweed, I'm a spit rose, turning in your flame. Oh my darling Kathleen, cause they sound like waves that are breaking on some desolate shore. I gaze along into the great aching sky. It seemed like I wasn't here no more. My rushing blood was a river, my eyes two stars, my blowing hair all a quiver, a whispering field of grass, the murmurs as he passed. Oh my darling Kathleen, whispers out your name. Oh my darling Kathleen, oh my darling Kathleen.
The bad body language can start to rub off, to we're choosing weapons and hatred. Now love, not you. You were in the wilderness, looking for your own purpose. Then you became a butterfly, a butterfly. I knew you always would. They were throwing sticks and stones, but words can never break your bones. You just spread your wings and fly, wings and fly. I knew you always would. I knew you always would. I knew there always was nothing wrong with being you. All you ever see on CNN are enemies, telling you to lose your individuality. Look, do this and do that till you've lost your way, till you need a vice or a means of escape. They want you to stare into your screen and see yourself, blow smoke into your mirror till you're mentally unwell. So don't let them catch you with lies and deceit. They can't take your soul or desire for freedom. You were in the wilderness, looking for your own purpose. And you became a butterfly, a butterfly. I knew you always would. They were throwing sticks and stones, but words can never break your bones. You just spread your wings and fly, wings and fly. I knew you always would. I knew you always would. I knew there always was nothing wrong with me.
You said I wanna be, I'm gonna be everything that said I couldn't be, everything that I said I would be. When I picked up a pen and I started to speak, I hear the beat, my melody. I just pour all of my heart in these sheets. I could not just be a star in the street, man. I knew it was different. I had to believe, nowhere to live, nothing to eat. You were so hungry that you couldn't sleep, you couldn't breathe. How could it be? All of this shit was happening to me. I would do drugs. I was a thief, still on the run from the common police. You were the mission that's given to me by the powers to be. Mine is double G.O.D.
Wilderness, looking for your own purpose. You became a butterfly, a butterfly. I knew you always would. You were in the wilderness, looking for your own purpose. And you became a butterfly, a butterfly. I knew you always would. Seven stones, six stars, six stars will never break your bones. You just spread your wings and fly, wings and fly. I knew you always would. I knew you always would. Yeah, I knew you always would. I knew there always was nothing wrong with me.
If news is your quest, or gist your request, well, somewhere over your rainbows
Over your rainbow.
is the sunny side
They better know it.
with Joyce.
We're 99.3 and this is Nigeria Info. It's 35 minutes past 12. It's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. It's supposed to be a holiday, and so I'm not even sure whether you are on holiday. I think a few persons may be on holiday, but because Lagos State has declared the day a holiday, I think any excuse to not show up to work, take the day off, rest, chill, have fun, whatever that means to you. Maybe extra sleep, maybe reading a book, maybe cooking something you love, if there's still love in your heart. If this world has not taken you through thorns and through fire, if men have not become monsters, if men have not become the very thing that they condemn, if suddenly maybe the veils before your eyes have peeled and you can see exactly what has been before you all along, if you have not become a monster yourself, if you haven't become terrified of whatever it is that moves at day or whatever creeps at night, I think that there's a little hope, therefore, something to live for, believe in. But you also must remember that you're making choices every day, and some choices would hold more consequences than the other. And if you know exactly what you're doing, and if you stand for anything, then every price is affordable. Every price is affordable. Every price that you must pay to become, to emerge. Every price that you must pay for your origin story to begin. Every fight. If you must lose friends, let them go. If you must contend with men, let it be. By the way, there's already contention in the world, so you might as well pick your fights, and don't be afraid to lose. There's no safety anywhere. There's what appears to be safety, and then there is the consequence of that. There is what looks like power, and then there's the meaning of that, and then there is what men cloak themselves behind, and then there is what that truly hides. The world is something, and I hope you become something more than the world is. I truly hope that you become something more. Oh, well, that's not supposed to be laughter, really. It's more realization. It's more welcome to truth, welcome to contention, welcome to confrontation, welcome to aspects of violence that are not necessarily physical. Could be emotional, could be mental, could be every otherwise. Welcome to knowing. We hold today to be worthy of note. And I was trying not to think about the APC and the PDP or any other political party that may have fallen under the heavy hammer of the Canadian Federal Court judgment, because I was also considering other aspects of other concepts that I thought may or may not be radio worthy. Not necessarily because they're not radio worthy. It's more where on radio, what time of the day do they fit into? Do I need to labor a little bit more in that school of thought in order to be able to extract some sensibility? But I've done a little bit of good work on the thought, so I'm saying that a few of those conversations will find themselves to radio. I think it's necessary both for our entertainment and maybe for our education, maybe our realization, for our benefit in some sense. But finally, I'm having to confront this political conversation. And I'm glad I'm not saddled with the responsibility to arrive at any kind of constructive conclusion as to why anybody thinks that our political parties can be akin to, in nature or in character, maybe not in nature. I think what the judge was trying to get at is that by character, we have patterns that can be ascribed to terrorist groups. I want to go to the Vanguard first and to share with us what the Vanguard says about that, and then I will share the federal government's response to this particular statement from the court. The federal government's response to the Canadian federal court. So there's a letter signed Friday, 15th August 2025. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Abuja, responded. But first, let's go to the Vanguard. Okay, so here's what the Vanguard says. A recent ruling of the Canadian federal court upheld by the Justice Ngo, categorizing Nigeria's ruling APC as a political party whose conduct mirrors the intimidation, coercion, fear-mongering associated with prescribed groups. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what lens he's looking at us through, or I'm not sure all the facts that may be assembled before this said judge in Canada that has informed this judgment. But one is left to truly reflect on what this means for us as a people. I did promise yesterday that this conversation will make its way to radio today. And let me also just quickly go back to the Vanguard and extract a little bit more information, and then get back to the federal government's response. So now the PDP also was mentioned, and the court's emphases fell squarely on the APC. So of course our political, the big guys, the PDP, the APC. According to the court, they say that they're identifying these political parties as parties that have a pattern of behavior that undermines democracy through organized violence and calculated terror. Wow. Let's go to what the federal government had to say about that. The federal government, maybe I should also mention the case. The case in question involves one Nigerian, Mr. Douglas, who had ties to both the PDP and the APC. The court drew a stark qualitative distinction between PDP's worst offenses, while largely, historically, APC's abuses that pretty much were said to be recent news that may have been reported in the media, the systematic and ongoing marking of what the court believed to be threat to democracies, patterns, and norms. Okay. So you remember recently that there was also this case, we may have touched on that briefly a few weeks ago, of some Nigerian who wanted an asylum, and the judge said that the force was a demonic unit. Do you remember that gist? We touched on it rather vaguely too. This also speaks to how we as a people are marketing Nigeria, or maybe it's not necessarily the marketing or the lack thereof. It's something else. So I don't know if it's the news or indeed the very actions happening in Nigeria that is informing our perception, or the perception of this country in the minds of other people. And sometimes, when you hear a story third hand, some things have gone into it, some things have gone out of it, and maybe it's not exactly what you were told, it's not exactly what it was. But to call our political parties and characterize them as bodies that have similarities with terrorist groups leave us with one thing. I think an opportunity for an honest evaluation of what we're doing that can be different and fair, particularly whenever we speak of democracy. If we look at what democracy is or is supposed to be, how much of what we are doing speaks to a lack of democratic values in our country that may have informed this judgment that is now a conversation today. Now, the federal government of Nigeria expresses deep concern over the recent ruling by the Canadian Federal Court that erroneously designated certain political parties in Nigeria as terrorist organizations. The declaration was in pursuance of a case involving a Nigerian, Mr. Douglas, who arrived in Canada September 2017 and applied for inland refugee status under the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act of Canada. The Nigerian government is stating that this baseless classification is not only reckless but also constitutes an unacceptable interference in Nigeria's internal affairs and democratic processes. The Nigerian government says this was a sweeping accusation against the entire membership of a political party that has produced 3 democratically elected presidents. That's one case that the Nigerian government made. They say that the sweeping accusation against the entire membership of a political party that has produced 3 democratically elected presidents, instead of focusing on individuals found wanting, the large ramification of the decision is that every member of the mentioned political parties is a potential terrorist, and that is completely false and unacceptable. I think we've seen something like this before. You also remember when there was this conversation around in Nigeria, of course, whether IPOB was a terrorist group, not a terrorist group, and then they were saying we're not a terrorist group, and the government was saying, oh yeah, you're a terrorist group. Yeah, we don't know how that ended, but somehow that dust settled. All right, let's get back into what the Nigerian government is saying to Canada. The Nigerian government is a sovereign nation with a robust legal constitutional framework governing political activities. Our political parties operate within the ambits of the law and are integral to the country's vibrant democracy. To associate legitimate political entities with terrorism without credible evidence is a grave misrepresentation that undermines Nigeria's democratic institutions and could incite unnecessary tension. And so they call on the Canadian authorities to immediately retract this erroneous designation and refrain from actions that could be misconstrued as endorsing politically motivated narratives against Nigeria. They further add, diplomatic channels remain open for constructive dialogue, and we urge the government of Canada to engage with the relevant Nigerian institutions to rectify this error. According to Nigeria, the Nigerian government believes that this is an error in judgment. So let's talk about, I guess we have to even speak about, I think we attempted to speak on perception and what people think of us as a people about a few weeks ago. And then, of course, it kind of evolved into what we think of ourselves, like who's this Nigerian? And once again, this conversation is presenting us another opportunity to maybe properly look into how far this perception thing has gone, where another country can look at another country and say, you have the characteristics of a terrorist organization in the way you conduct your affairs. Now, the Nigerian government, I guess, is extending some grace to the Canadian government to say, you made a mistake, and it's necessary that we have a dialogue in order to rectify the mistake that you have made. And in another breath, I do not think that the Canadian government thinks that they've made a mistake, because these things have been in the air. You know, they've been in the air every now and again. You know, it kind of drops. You kind of see it in their actions. You hear these things. And one wonders whether we can truly afford an honest evaluation. And maybe this is a call to change something. Or maybe it's not even a call to change anything. It's a call to ask other people to treat us the way we treat ourselves. Or better? Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria info 020127709993 0201-465-7190 and on WhatsApp it's 08095975805. So how do we truly attempt to understand what the Canadian court has said about political parties in Nigeria, particularly the PDP, the APC? To have the characteristic of a terrorist organization, how accurate is that? How unfair is that judgment? Why are we being said to be anything like a terrorist group? You must think about it. Is it every card-carrying member? Is it every Nigerian who has found reason to believe in the PDP now that has a terrorist proclivity? Is it any Nigerian that may, for any reason, decide that, okay, there's this APC friend of his that he likes, and so he was told about joining the party. He decides to join the party. Suddenly, someone thinks he has terrorist affiliations. And then, of course, like there's the invisible hand, the things that happen, not necessarily with the party's name, but they happen and they make it to the news, and everybody cries foul, says it's injustice, and nothing really happens, and then we all go to sleep with hope for a better day. Let's talk, and let's talk honestly about this particular categorization. What needs to change? Who needs to change? Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for being here with Nigeria Info. All right, so I got this. So I have to read through it. Thank you very much for tagging me to it. Someone tagged me to this on Twitter. It's about a land purchase made by Nwike. I haven't gone through it. Like I mentioned earlier on, I was doing some mental work about quite a number of things that I'm dealing with and need to deal with. Plus, of course, conversation for radio today. So I've not been able to look at it. I promise I'm going to have to look at it, and we'll bring the conversation back about Nwike and I guess the U.S. government at this point. Sunny Side, good afternoon to you. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Yeah,
Good
welcome.
afternoon.
Tell us your name. Go ahead.
My name is Thomas, calling from Victoria Island.
Welcome, Thomas.
Yes, our today's Vice President, Kashim Shettima, when he was governor of Borno State, one of the terrorists or the Boko Haram members, Abubakar, if I can remember, Abubakar Shakau was arrested in Borno State government house when this current VP was the governor of the state. When he said he did not know anything, what was the terrorist member doing the Boko Haram member doing in the government house of Borno State governor? Today he is the vice president of Nigeria. How do you want Nigeria? How do you want the South Africa to look at our leaders? So for what the Canadian people are saying, for me, it is not all the members, but our leaders, the one in power, the way they play power politics, we see, it is very difficult to justify them.
So you think that there must be a kind of truth to this?
Yeah, there's a kind
calling our political parties a terrorist group?
They cannot need.
Wow.
They know. Leaders know what is going on. The insecurity we talk about in Nigeria here, that our leaders know about it. Who are the people that are granting the plaintiffs Boko Haram terrorists? When the victims are still licking the wound, is it with me and you that grant them that say they are the plaintiffs Boko Haram? No, it's the government officials in Asolok under the former president. It did not be me and you.
Well,
he's the leader.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. Thank you. Skype caller, good afternoon to you. Welcome. It's good to have you here. Skype caller, I've lost you. Hopefully you're able to make it back. The Sunny Side Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you. I'm so sorry. Please just give me a moment. Hello, Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Joyce. Bless your heart.
Tell us your name and go ahead.
Joe Gabriel calling from Lekki. Joyce, I'm going to choose my word very carefully because of the NBC. The other day, I made mention of some people being demonic. I remember you practically mentioned my name the other day. That they practically mentioned my name. If you remember that day, everybody was upset. 200 people burned to ashes. So if you check my call, Joel Gabriel from Lekki, all the call I've called Nigeria Info. I don't like to use strong words, but that day, it was obvious. Joyce, I'm going to say it this way. Why is Canada telling us what we already allegedly know? Joyce, I repeat, why are they telling us what we already allegedly know?
I'm not sure what you know. I think you may not like the activities of the political party, or you may not like their political character, but I don't think you call them a terrorist group. You see, maybe that's what you don't. That's what I don't know.
Just I didn't call them a terrorist group. I just said allegedly. Why is Canadian telling us what we already know? Joyce, the list that the UAE gave us, okay, let them review those names. So for them to let them review those names, then we will know. I didn't say anything, Jesse. I didn't mention. I'm just a small boy rolling tire down the street. Jesse, God bless you. Please.
Thank you very much for calling me. I do appreciate. Skype caller, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for being here.
Hello, Joyce. This is OC calling from Canada.
Okay, so first of all, pardon me. I need to interrupt your speaking. Okay. I'm off on a break in 30 seconds. I will just say that you wait. I will go off on the break. When I come back, you can speak. Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So, Lagos, we'll go off on a break. We'll be right back. When we come back, the conversation continues. Somehow, I think I also want you to put yourself in the position, become a Nigerian now, but more than that, become a political party member and see how the conversation feels or fits. We'll be right back.
More conversation. More talk. More. Right after this.
Now cook food where sweet like this. One girl for my kitchen. Too sweet I lick my lips. Now waiting I use them fry my chicken. If you listen when it says the sound of joy taste you've been missing. It a hammer for my city. Now cook food where sweet like this. This mama do your meal. This mama do. Oh no you dey use this mama do. Mama do. Yes mama do. This mama do your meal. This mama do. Oh no you dey use this mama do. Mama do. Now cook food where sweet like this. This mama do your meal.
It tastes great. It's Mamador. Mamador oil is available in stores near you and also comes in pocket-friendly sizes. Use Mamador oil today.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Thank you very much for holding on. I do appreciate WhatsApp caller. Welcome. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Joyce. So about the news, first I feel like so the judge made his decision not based on what they see on the news or what they see from Nigeria. Okay, for me, I don't agree with the designation of the terrorism name on our political parties. Yes, there may have been malpractices, and some activities that may be termed, terror towards the citizens, but that's not like the right way to designate these political parties. But this judge made this judgment on an asylum case. Now, I want to tie this to one of the, I think there was one story we had from Canada and how, they had some bad report about the police. So these judges make these decisions based on evidence, facts, maybe cooked up, maybe not cooked up. But when people file for asylum here, they try to bring up every document, whether real or unreal, just to give themselves an edge to get asylum. So I may not be a member of a political party, but if I know I'm leaving Nigeria to Canada to seek asylum, I would join a party and start cooking up stories, some true, some may not be true, just to entice the judge or, appeal to their sympathy to say, hey, I'm being persecuted. I can cook up all manner of stories and bring up evidence, even maybe not related to me. And that's how they make their decisions. And it's not one, it's not two, it's not three. There are thousands of Nigerians who come to Canada to seek asylum. And when they keep telling similar stories of how, governments try to kidnap them, try to do this, try to do that, then they can make up their own conclusion to say, oh, this is what is going on, without necessarily verifying, like coming to Nigeria or going to Nigeria to verify these claims. So as much as there may be some truth to the terror being meted out to the Nigerian citizens every day, both by the police or by some of these, oh God, I don't know if you can still hear me.
Yeah, I can. I'm listening.
Yeah, so as much as there might be
how
some
do you know, pardon me, just since we're still on it, pardon me, how do you know that this theory you have shared with us is exactly what is happening? Like, how did you arrive at the knowing?
Because I know so many. I'm actually in a community. I see the chats. In fact, make I speak this thing for Pigeon. So before you leave Nigeria, if you know say they can't do asylum for Canada, they start telling you they'll tell you to start building your case. Go snap picture, go hospital, snap picture, start documenting these things. If there is like NSAS, go join the NSAS protest, so that you can build your case and say, oh, I was part of this, oh, the government persecuted me, or police do me. And I'm not saying they are all entirely lies, but I feel like they're just bogus, like they're exaggerated, just to qualify for the whole asylum. And it's not just Canada. It's everywhere in the world.
So do you think that Nigerians do you think some Nigerians are hold on a second, I want to go off on a break, please, because it's about 1 p.m. If you'll hold on, I have a question for you, please.
I'm close to the office.
This is where Nigerians come
first. Well, thank you for calling them.
For the best of talk.
My wife beats me like she would beat, I don't know, maybe an animal. A category of females, adolescents, that should not be giving back, are in fact being forced to give back. Not even once, but multiple times.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Lagos is marking Isheshe Day with a public holiday declared by the state government. This is to honor traditional beliefs and cultural heritage. Lawmaker Stephen Ogundipe says the day goes beyond prayers and rituals, stressing the need to preserve culture with dignity and promotes religious tolerance. He urged unity among all faiths, noting that the celebration strengthens shared identity and respect for traditional rulers, custodians of culture, and ancestral values. Meanwhile, 3,010 corps members have been deployed to Lagos after completing orientation in Iyanokwaja. NYSC State Coordinator Christina Samwang urged them to be diligent, avoid misconduct, and embrace their postings. While Governor Sanwo-Olu, represented by Youth Commissioner Mobolaji Ogunlende, also charged the corps members to serve with patriotism and contribute to the development of Lagos. The Nigerian Bar Association has condemned the assault of corps member Jennifer Elobo in Anambra State, describing it as degrading and inhumane. Elobo was reportedly beaten and stripped by security operatives, sparking outrage nationwide. NBA President Afam Osigwe says justice must be seen to be done as the operatives must face prosecution. The association commended the state government for swift arrests, but insists accountability must go further. The National Sports Commission has inspected Lagos facilities for the 2026 National Youth Games. Sites visited include Elegbata, Onikon, TBS Cricket Oval, and Unilag. The National Sports Commission officials say the exercise ensures readiness, talent development, and top-class organization if Lagos is awarded the hosting rights. And at least 76 people, including children, have died in a bus crash in Afghanistan's Herat province. Officials say the bus carrying deported refugees from Iran collided with a motorbike and truck before bursting into flames. 3 others were seriously injured. And that's all the updates we have for you at this time. It is back to the sunny side with Joyce. You are listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info, and I am Yvonne Okaifo. Thank you for your time.
If news is your quest, or gist your request, well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow!
Is the sunny side.
They better know it!
With Joyce.
Let's talk.
We're back. Okay, I have a WhatsApp caller on the line with us this afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Welcome, WhatsApp caller. Thank you very much. Tell us your name.
Good afternoon. Oh, good afternoon, Joyce. My name is Muyi, calling from New York City.
Welcome, Muyi.
All right. I believe the Canadian judge 100%. Give an example in the last election, even in the previous ones, where thugs on the streets of Lagos telling set of people, if you don't vote for our Baba or you don't vote for our candidate, if you don't want to vote at polling stations, leave now or we'll deal with you, which they did. Some people were attacked with broken bottles, knives, machetes, or what have you. So, and there was a man that comes, MC Oluomo. He was there. He was saying, if you don't vote for our Baba, we'll deal with you. They went to stalls of some Igbos in Lagos, set it on fire, beating with rods and machete. And now, today, the MC Oluomo, is now the head of the Agbero in Lagos, in Abuja. So, I can understand what the last caller said, the last caller from Canada said about it. But all these things, it's something there for everybody to see that these people are APC, are terrorist organization.
So you are agreeing with the judge. You are agreeing with the Canadian judge
I
that
agree with the
we have
judge
terrorist
500%.
tendencies.
Of course, I agree with the judge 500%. Olusegun Obasanjo, former president of Nigeria, told Ladoja, the man who's supposed to be the Oba of Ibadan right now, go and resign. If you don't resign, I will throw you out. And he did, quickly, because what was their friend? The guy told him, sir, you can't run for third time. I heard that some people rumor that you want to run for third time. He said, okay, I agree with you. Immediately the man left, went back to Ibadan. He told guys in Ibadan, some lawmakers in Ibadan, to remove the man at the government. They removed him. So we have previous history.
We don't have a democratic process. We have more arrogant men wielding arrogant power, or wielding power arrogantly.
Exactly. That's what I just brought the example for you in Lagos. If you don't remember those ones, what about the one in Lagos? MC Oluomo, the way they did to Igbos. And listen, if you don't vote for our man, or if you don't want to vote for APC, just leave now. We are having to leave. You can't vote here. It's on record now. We saw it now. So what else for us to prove that they are not a terrorist organization?
So what does this say about the Nigerian who has any affiliation with any of these parties that the judge thinks has a terrorist nature? Because now you may not yourself be a terrorist or even have a terrorist inclination, but here you are. If you decide to join, maybe you decide to join the PDP tomorrow, and God forbid your name pops up along a legal matter, and someone thinks, didn't that judge in Canada say that these PDP guys are terrorists? And you yourself, you're an innocent member. How do you manage such a reality?
Let me tell you this, Joyce. With what is happening in Nigeria today and what is happening in Nigeria in the last 25 years or 26 years of the first democracy, I don't know of any sane human being, any sane Nigeria who have sense running in his head will be a member of APC or PDP. If you really love Nigeria, if you're a patriotic Nigerian and you want to join APC or PDP, then you are a terrorist. To me, that's simple as that. Because look at what they're doing.
You're doing to us what the judge has done to us.
Exactly, because you can't be the fair Nigerian, the patriotic Nigerian. You see this way, they're messing up Nigeria, and people are running out of the country, the professionals are running away from the country, messing up the economy, just doing whatever they love, because there's nothing anybody can do about it. So, and they captured everywhere, the judiciary, the whatever. So, how can you be in the same mind that, I want to be a PDP member or an APC? I can understand some people don't be in PDP, just want to like talking about, they don't want to talk bad about Nigeria. But you want to be a card-carrying member of APC or PDP.
What if the reason you joined is to change things? Is it possible that a man of good conscience can join a political party as that in order to bring about change?
I have somebody who's telling me, I have somebody in the battle saying, you want to join? I said, listen, I like you, I know you for years. If you want to change Nigeria, form your own party. That's the one I'm telling the obedience. Why is Obi want to join ADC? Whatever. Form your own party. Look at Showore. Showore is my guy. Look at Showore. Form your own party. You don't have to join PDP or APC because they're the one going to do the dirty job for you to win in local governments. They are a bunch of criminals, killers in those local governments. So you don't want to be a patriotic Nigerian. You want to change Nigeria. Form your own party.
Okay.
Do your own party.
Can we at least not
Chief,
call them criminals just yet until we find them criminally liable?
Chief Ganifa, the blessed memory, did that. Why are you joining APC, PDP because you want to join Nigeria? No saying Nigeria truly want to change Nigeria for the better. I want to be part of criminal gangs. APC and PDP. No,
well,
I
think you're already adding salt to our injury if you're calling us criminal gangs. If you're calling the APC a criminal, calling the PDP a criminal. No, I mean I get it. I'm just speaking as one who may be a card-carrying member, because like the example I gave to you, there could be Nigerians who do not have that proclivity and may just be there for whatever political reasons. But to call them terrorists, isn't that a stretch? Isn't that
but when
bombastic?
you say you want to take Nigeria, you are a decent man. Okay, you want to join them. Okay, you join them. They won't chase you away. You want to join them. Okay, come.
All right.
But you have to follow the rules. You have to follow their ways of life, the way they want democracy to be,
All
the way
right.
they all understand democracy should be. So how are you going to tell me that you are fair? You are a good Nigerian. You want to change something for the better? Of course not, because it's better. It's like you can't beat them, then you join them. That's what I'm saying. To be fair, create your own party. Don't join them. Go and bring people. Bring Joyce. Joyce Onyemuwa is in Nigeria Info. Bring her to your party, new party. There you talking. Don't go and join the PC and PDP and telling me you want to make Nigeria better. No. So I agree with George in Canada. 100%. Wow. Thank you, Joe. Have a lovely day.
Thank you very much for calling me. 99.3 Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. We hold it to be worthy of notice. 10 minutes past 1 p.m. Hello.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon to you. Thank you so much for calling.
My name is Robert.
Welcome, Robert.
As far as I'm concerned, there are a lot of terrorist groups in this Nigeria. Or let me say terrorists, and let me end it terrorists. So when you talk about a terrorist, it's a person who uses violence, intimidation, or fear to change political ideology or a religious goal. It's not necessarily the Shekarawo or the people that we know upstairs there. If you, for example, now, I'm not calling anybody's name, if you call yourself an INEC person or personnel, and you are declaring an election that is not supposed to be declared, you know that this election, this person did not win, but you declare a winner. Thank God that did not mention anybody's name. Such an INEC person is a terrorist. Okay?
So you are supporting the Canadian court then? That we have
Joyce,
terrorist proclivities with which we used to, usurp.
If you look at what the Canadian people say, they said they just single it to two political parties. They said PDP and APC. And by the definition of terrorists or terrorism, it means somebody that intimidates or creates fear to change a political ideology.
Uses terror.
Underline that word political ideology. You create fear. Most time, if people go to vote, don't these people create fear on us? That is the way the outside world look at us is different from the way we look at ourselves here. That is the truth. You understand? In a normal clime, nobody's supposed to intimidate you when you are going out to vote. You go to the polling center, or thank God we don't do electronic vote here. You go to the polling, cast your vote without any intimidation. Vote for whoever you want to vote. But by the time somebody is intimidating you that you must vote, so if you don't vote, you will go to Lagoon, you will do this, you will die, or something will happen to you. How do you call such a person? Joe, you are educated more than me now. How do you call such a person?
I honestly agree with your import, actually.
It's creating fear. It's creating fear in you. You understand? So such a person can be termed a terrorist.
Wow.
Yes.
That's weighty.
You open your dictionary and search the meaning.
So let me ask you, what about the members who do not, or at least have not expressed that proclivity? Do we also categorize?
Just let me tell you. For example, now I have a name, but my father's name is Robert, right? If somebody in my family, they are not going to single-handedly mention the name of that person. They may say Robert family. That Robert family. If you go and marry there, any man that marry their daughter will die. Don't marry a Robert family. It's a general name. It's a household name. So the word PDP. See, we need to put our house in order. Joyce, we in Nigeria, are we living like human beings? Let me put it that way. Are we happy that we are in a country, as I am sitting here now, that I cannot eat 3 times a day, my children cannot feed well, people that are working cannot even spend the money the way they like, they cannot have the good things for themselves? What are we talking about? How long are we going to continue to say these things? Is it when we die and go to heaven? Joyce, let me
If you
drop
go
and
to
not
heaven.
waste your time. Let other people.
Thank you very
come.
much for calling. I
Thank you,
really
my
do
sister.
appreciate it. Hello, Skype call, WhatsApp caller rather. Hello, WhatsApp caller. Good afternoon to you. Thank you for being here.
Hey Joyce, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Sugar Daddy calling from Ontario, Canada.
Okay, good.
There's a saying that goes, if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, then it is a duck. We are neighbors to the world's only superpower for at least half a century, 50 years. So trust me, we must have observed, we must have looked, and we choose our words carefully. And I would say the statement the judge made, there is no wrong to it. It's 100% accurate.
Are you
Because
speaking as a Nigerian or as a Canadian?
I'm speaking as both, and at least this is one area that I would say I've seen both sides of the coin, and I am like, okay, it's not like he's saying anything wrong. If you look at the properties of the word he used to describe the APC and the actual meaning of the word, you will see that okay, there's really no difference. Intimidation, harassment, what's it called?
Violence, terror. You think that's what we do?
Violence. Is that not what they're basically doing? Because at this point, it's saying that Nigeria is a democracy. It's a waste of our words, because at the end of the day, it feels like if you're not with them, they would go after you one way or the other. Because there's something I've noticed about Nigeria as a whole. Whenever the West are doing something bad, when it comes to this side of the world, we blow it out of proportion. When America say, okay, we call this word lobbying, or when you use your own money to push for what you want. When it comes to Nigeria, they take it to a whole new level. Do you think we're the best when it comes to internet fraud? We're not the best, but we are the loudest. We make the most noise, and that's why at the end of the day, every finger keeps pointing at us. They blow everything out of proportion, and thus far, with what I'm seeing, we really have a long way to go, because at this point I'm like, okay, what exactly has the judge said that is not true? He has said Can they prove him wrong? They cannot prove him wrong. All they will do is they will say, oh, let us come and dialogue. Oh, you have to retract your statement, blah blah blah. But everything the judge said or described was correct.
So let me ask you this question then. How does this affect the Nigerian who may be a party member or may be affiliated to a party, but hasn't displayed such predispositions? Do we then already tag him with this terrorist tag just because he follows the APC or he's a supporter of the PDP?
Of course, yes. Because at the end of the day, put it in mind, the same way you're regarded when you hold the Nigerian passport, regardless of if you personally are good or for example, somebody well traveled like you. The first thing that we will see that it's the Nigerian.
Yeah, but particularly for someone who isn't guilty, to already suppose that he will be guilty.
Yes, but isn't this the reason why we're fighting? We're pushing for them to act better. My sister and her husband, they went to deliver their child in Mexico, and you need to see the way they were treating them. Okay. You have to wait. Once they notice you're with a green passport, they push you aside, first of all, without even, because usually for most nationalities is when they notice something, maybe you got the tickets too early, or maybe you're nervous when getting, they observe things like that. But regardless, as long as you're holding a green passport, first and foremost, they push you aside, let everybody go first. Then they start asking you questions. They will ask for where do you work? Oh, let's see your accounts. Do you have a MasterCard? They go through every step of the way just to ensure that, okay, they know that you're 100, which is a little bit embarrassing. But at the end of the day, is every Nigerian bad? No. But unfortunately, it's the sticker that our leaders choose to bear. Because at the end of the day, we speak to them, we talk to them that, okay, we need to do better. We are here, it's not like, okay, we want to stay here, but we have no choice. Since Nigeria is not getting the act together, we're forced to be here. And even though those of us here, once they realize, okay, you're originally from Nigeria, not other African countries, they look at you differently, and you would have to go the extra mile to prove to them that, okay, you're not like the typical normal Nigerian that everybody knows about. And obviously, even things we do, things we don't do, they pile it on top of us, because at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, being a Nigerian right now is a scapegoat, because you're
Thank
seen
you.
as a bad egg when anybody with dark skin is concerned. So crimes committed or perpetrations committed by Ghanaians, Kenyans, Ethiopians, and Eritreans, everybody would claim that, okay, they are Nigerians, just to take the shade off of their own nationality.
Thank you so much for calling. I really do appreciate your commentary on the show this afternoon. Thank you.
Thanks, Joyce.
Lagos, give me a moment. I want to get some information to you, and then we get right back into the matter real quick, and then we'll continue.
Our women gather here. This one is for you. Whether you are married, single, starting small, or dreaming big, this event is essentially for you. Now, the Women Empowerment and Entrepreneurship Training Program 2025 is tagged Rise, and you are required to come and learn from real women doing big things as to how to save. Yes, there's going to be a lecture on savings culture. It's going to be facilitated by the group head for women banking at Access Bank, her name being Nene Kunle Ogunlusi. And of course, the importance of good mental health will be talked about by the CEO of Thrive Network, Obi Olama Nadi. And of course, there will be a facilitator on skill acquisition by name of Okafor Chidinma, who is a Guinness World Record holder. There will be a talk on self-worth by Oga Madam of Wazobia FM, Cheche Smith. Now, the event itself will be moderated by Adaku Benjamin, as in Ada Dum Dum. Now, the date is going to be August the 30th. The venue, Father Trout Hall inside St. Michael's Catholic Church in Ketu. Time 9 a.m. prompt. Come for a full day of skill training, panel talks, mentorship, networking, and everything you would need to turn your ideas into actual income. This event is brought to you by Solutions Health Foods and hosted by Wazobia's very own Alaji Sosorobia. Now, this is proudly supported by Access Bank, Innovation Textile, and Yeye Wool. The media partners here are Cool FM, Wazobia FM, and Nigeria Info. You do not want to miss it. You can get more information and inquiries by calling 0708 853 2386. That is 0708 853 2386. Or send an email to sosorobia@gmail.com. Sorry, sosorobia01@gmail.com. That is sosorobia01@gmail.com.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. WhatsApp caller, I'm going to ask that you please just give me a moment. We're going to have to get to WhatsApp messages, and then I'm back to our telephone lines and callers calling in from outside the country. We're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info. It's 22 minutes past 1 p.m., so let's run through a few messages. Good afternoon, Joyce. It's unfortunate that same government that prescribed innocent IPOB members has itself been prescribed. Today, it's only those who have the IPOB membership card can freely walk, work, and do anything in Canada and most other countries of the world. As the persecuted entities who managed to escape tribulations from Nigeria, consider what you call a brother, because it might be a deposit for karma, waiting, lurking for retribution. The merchantman. I'm not sure why your last sentence isn't quite clear to me. The consider who you call a brother, I'm not sure how that applies. I mean, it's not quite necessary that you explain, but if you don't mind, I'd like to know. Good afternoon, Joyce. Canadian, you say, my sister, the Canadian George. Oh, I think you mean good afternoon, Joyce, my sister. The Canadian judge that said that is 100% correct, okay? They know all the killings happening in the land. This is Amy Coco from Iano Shashi. How do you say that? Hello, you say, I worked as an agent for Labour Party during the local government elections in Lagos. The only reason I wasn't bitten up was for some CDA executive that were around. APC has created a situation where sympathizers of other parties are afraid to come out and vote. If that's not terrorism, then tell me what is. This one says, as regards the issue you're discussing, the judgment of the Canadian government, Canadian judge or the Canadian court has to be respected. I know it's very strange to them, the way people are brandishing cutlasses and other dangerous weapons whenever we are conducting our elections here. People are practically being suppressed during elections. One of the beauty of democracy is that it recognizes and respects our rights as a citizen, but in Nigeria, you can hardly express your desire if you're poor. I think the summation of political activities during and after elections by the actors involved informed the decision of the judge to tag the APC and the PDP as terrorist organizations. This is Ayodeji from Iyano Ipaja. Okay, so before the break, I think I want to ask us listening to WhatsApp call, I beg you, please just be patient with me. So I think I want to ask, how does this affect us Nigerians as a collective? Because we may not all suffer the consequence of this, but it's fair to assume use an imagination that there will be some Nigerians who are innocent who may suffer the consequence of a judgment as this. When we return, we'll talk.
Information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
It is an incontrovertible fact that the future of power is solar. It is becoming increasingly clear that solar is the way to go if reliable, clean, and uninterrupted power is our goal. Our homes need power, our offices need power, our public buildings need power, our lives and activities need power, and of course, I mean reliable power. Now, at the Solar World Electric Technology Limited, we have cut our teeth as professionals in the business of solar and renewable energy, ranging from inverters, lithium-ion batteries, solar panels, solar water heating systems, solar street lights, etc. You can visit our office at the Seco Mall, 5th Roundabout, Lekki Epe Expressway, Jakonde, Lagos, or our website on www.solarworldelectric.com, or you can call us on 0906 331 5492. Solar World Electric Technology Limited. We are redefining the limits.
It's the I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament, and the quarterfinals is here. At 4 p.m., it's a battle of wits as Majesty Joseph Ojochegbe of Government Day Secondary School, Karu, Abuja, takes on Abu Francis Helen Ebo of Government Science Secondary School, Piakasa, Maitama, Abuja. Their topic, Nigeria's lawmakers are overpaid for the work they do. Then, at 5 p.m., the spotlight shifts to Olajolo Akinoluwa of Wellspring College as he faces Esther Joseph in a heated contest over the topic, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project will bring more benefits than problems. Who will rise to the semi-finals? Who will fall? There's only one way to find out. Listen live to all Nigeria Info and Kids FM stations nationwide. You can also watch on Facebook and on YouTube at Nigeria Info FM. The I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament, the Nationals, is proudly supported by Janla Foods, OB Wheezy, Chrisland Schools, Massey Children's Hospital, Diamonds and Pearls Travels Limited, and the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
Lagos is listening at the Say What You Need, Say What You Want Done forum. Residents spoke and government responded.
Now it's your turn. Be a community champion. Share ideas, solve problems, and work with government to make things better. Sign up today. Be a community champion. Lagos is listening. To join, visit citizensgate.lagostate.gov.ng. Office of Political, Legislative, and Civic Engagement. Your ideas, your Lagos, your voice.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable. And to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
Absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
All right. We hold it to be worthy of note. Good afternoon to you and a very warm welcome to everyone. My name's Joyce. Okay, so I'm going to have to go to WhatsApp right now. Hello, WhatsApp caller. It's good to have you here.
I am Joyce.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome. You tell us your name. You can go ahead.
I'm Abiola talking from Ireland.
Yep. Welcome.
Yeah. Joyce, I'm a member of APC. But am I a terrorist? No. But do the party behave as a terrorist group? Yes. Now, Joyce, I told you when this issue of Ibom line and this comfort lady, and when the Wasio first started, I told you, I said the Nigerian government or Professor Keyamo or whatever, aviation, whatever, they are not interested in punishing Wasiu. An opportunity just presented themselves and they withdraw virtually all the punishment they even offer in the first place. I told you. Joyce, I once told you that if we want to start thinking better than the politician, we have to think ahead of them. And that is one problem we have as a country. Until people begin to tell us from outside the country who we are, then and they are doing it to our face, and they are slapping it on our face, and they are doing all manner of things, we will not sit down and start building our own country. If you said the judge have spoken more or have said anything that is bigger than that, what do we call a terrorist? And what has APC or PDP, what have they done? Just when I was a student union leader in Taishola University of Education, I know the kind of terror they brought to the university. I can't be saying it here as a student union leader. I can't be saying it online. And so when someone now sit down in Canada and call that two party those names, then there is no an argument about it. But the fact that some of us are still there, were like, okay, let us see if we can try to see, maybe we can change things, maybe we can bring in. But in fact, it does not seem that change is coming. It does not. See, Joyce, we don't know what we have brought ourselves. I'm telling you, some of us, that some people that still come to defend some of this madness, we don't know what we are bringing or what we are putting ourselves as a country, or how people outside are seeing us. It is when maybe peradventure we go out and we are maltreated somehow, then you will start blaming those people. You don't need to blame those people. They see a lot of things we do online. They see what we post online. They see how our policemen are behaving. Are they blind? They are seeing the world. The world is the global village. So they see what is going on in our policing. They see what you will wear ordinary camouflage out. An army, even that is just finishing his army school, we see you on the road and we want to strip you naked, beat you and pull you inside a gutter. So how do you define a terrorist? How do you define a group of people who someone had defined as terrorists? How do you define them? And so sometimes when they speak some of these things, it's not about we coming here to come and defend ourselves. It is all that we should sit down at home and we should start looking for how to fix some of this madness. And the sad part of it is that nobody is ready now. That is the sad part of it.
I have to interrupt you here. Now, you are an APC member. You also think that their actions indeed can be categorized as terrorism, right? Because they use terror in some instances to carry out their objectives. That's what you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you as a member, imagine, say, for example, you're in the UK or you're in Canada, you're in the US, and somehow your political affiliation makes it onto the table for any kind of consideration, and someone who may have been who has some information about this Canadian ruling extends that judgment or criticism to you, who so far, I can't say you're not a terrorist, but at least you haven't shown any proclivity or disposition in that regard to suggest that you have a tendency or a proclivity to be to use terror against someone else. The judgment against you, or the assumption that you could be a terrorist, how will that affect you now that, I mean, you're even my perfect example because you're an APC member? And you understand what the question is, because if we go with the Canadian court's judgment, then we also must allow ourselves stretch through what is possible, like the innocent Nigerian who may be judged for just for being an affiliate or even just being a member,
Just that, that clarification, that justification will not be fair on me. It will not be fair on me. But can we also ask ourselves that I as a Nigerian, I get to a airport and they are classifying me based on Nigeria, and everybody is thinking that every Nigeria they see is bad or is evil. It's the same. That's why I am saying that I just don't know how this thing is going to work. But we need to start building, because we are not actually doing anything. We need to start building a country. We need to start building what they call a country. What these guys are doing to us, they are taking us backward. If the judge sit down and say, because he has seen something, because I'm a member of APC, I'm a terrorist, the truth is that, is the judgment fair on me? The answer is no. But the truth is that party, those two parties they talked about, because there are actually good people in that party too. There are people that are fair, there are people that are nice, there are people that want the country to move forward. But Joyce, let me tell you one thing: those people will never get to the hem of affairs. I have been in that shoe before. I have followed somebody who is in that shoe before. We have sat down, we said, okay, he's going to House of Representatives, this is what he's going to do, this is his plan. He never won. Why did he not win? He did not win because the son of an ex-governor in the state is contesting for the same office. So where do we go from there? So we need to, as a matter of reality, if all of us want to behave that I don't want to die, one day that country will erupt in what we don't, I cannot even define. That is the truth, because that country cannot continue to move on like that. That country cannot continue to move on like that. Everywhere we turn to, you will see Nigeria. Everywhere we turn to, and okay, I was talking to a lecturer here, Joyce. He just came from Tanzania, so he was talking to me that he just came from Tanzania, African, this and this, and we were talking, and he was saying, I said, how do you see Tanzania? He said, Tanzania is beautiful. He asked me if I am to take Ireland or Nigeria now. He said, where will I pick? I said, I will decide to go home. But for now, home is not even, I cannot even go home now. Can you imagine? I cannot even go home now. Tinubu, I cannot. If you remember Tinubu alone, not to talk of other political problem that is there around you, if you remember Tinubu alone, you will not want to dare to try to come home. So what are we talking about here?
Well, thank you. Really, very. I don't know how Nigerians are going to manage this one. But I really do appreciate the input you have provided us, some insights, honestly, and the fact that you're also a party member you're saying that, given what has been made obvious, given what has happened in the past, given how the parties have conducted themselves, even Nigerians themselves also have to agree with the court. That's what you're saying.
Joyce, if I want you to do something, Joyce, for the next 31 hours.
Let's see.
Anybody that have negative things that want to support that judge, none of us should call. Let those who think that this thing is a lie, let them start calling him.
Sounds like a plan.
I just put Joyce. Okay, Joyce, like look at the power minister. See the kind of how the power minister just unveiled to us, to our face of recent, when the citizens are crying, when people are in pain, And how do you define that minister of power?
That's probably not the most interesting thing. I hear that there's a conversation about the increment of salaries. We need to even talk about that.
These are the things these people see. These are the things these people see outside the country. That a minister of power is building such a house in less than 2 years into a government, and we will carry Rolls Royce tomorrow to go and supervise project. These are the things these guys are seeing. Joyce, of recent, I saw Boris Johnson, the former Prime Minister of UK, in one rickety car. He was driving it himself. It's not even a new model car. One rickety car. A guy saw him and he was waving to him and he was waving back. And a minister in a country that you are saying people are suffering, people are dying because of hunger, because of poverty, a minister just unveiled that house. And you see people hailing him and calling him, this is a new government house. So these are the things people are seeing outside the country. So what do you expect them to see? INEC the last time conduct election, there was glitches. JAMB did his own, there was glitches. WAEC did his own, there was glitches. And Joyce, when the JAMB own came, my son did that JAMB. He scored 190 something. I said, boy, just leave them with their problem. I know you. I just encourage the guy. The guy did WAEC now. He cleared the whole thing. It's only the English that he failed. Eventually, when they did review, he passed the English. My son make 3A, 3B, and 3B2, then about 1 or 2 another. But all his score were A and B. It's only that English that they eventually give him C. I said it doesn't. I said Nigeria now. So the way, and these are the things people see outside, and if they now make conclusion or make judgments.
Thank you.
Wow. I don't blame them. Because I don't blame them. It will just be fair that some people that will be in that shoe that are good, they also will be part of the. They also will be
to
part
suffer
of
the consequence of a judgment.
That's just the problem.
Thank you so much for calling, Rita. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Nigeria Info, you on the sunny side.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for calling in. Tell us your name.
Yeah, this is Chris calling from Ikoyi. Good one. I will never take offense with that statement. I've been saying it, that politics in Nigeria is deadly and deadly. Double D. People say, no, Chris, don't say that. Is it because the man named them terrorists? What did Jonathan said? You have such people in his government. One of the government house in one of the northern states, where did they find one of those funny guys? Is it not in government lodge? Then one of them again, is it 2019 election or so, said, look, these foreign observers will go back in the body bags. Who makes such statements? Not all of them. Like in Nigeria, Nigerian police are bad, Nigerian police are bad. No. You have bad eggs among them. When you say PDP and APC, not all of them. These two parties, are they the only party in Nigeria? Jonathan said, spilling blood, don't want me being in office. So why are they taking offense?
But if you say not everybody is bad, and then there's a judgment that has a nature of affecting everyone who is a member of that party, do you think that the Canadian court needs to reevaluate its position or the categorization of our political parties being a terrorist group? Because in your words, you say not everybody is bad, which is...
Not all of them. He just mentioned the party.
Yeah, but because you can't quite determine who is and who isn't, the tendency is that the innocent people may suffer.
What do you mean by, is it all of them? Joyce.
Hello, good afternoon to you, Nigeria Info. Turn off the volume of your radio set, please. I'm sorry I cannot hear you. If you would, I'd like for you to please call back. Hello, Nigeria Info, if you can hear me. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Welcome. Tell us your name. You can go ahead.
I'm Ben from Eba.
Welcome, Ben.
Joyce, you see that Canadian judge is 100% correct. You know, during the time of Obasanjo, when he was president of Nigeria, Ngiga, sitting governor, was adopted. He was forced, kidnapped, forced to resign. They terrified him with AK-47, kidnapped him, and forced him to sign his resignation letter. Under Obasanjo OP, the whole community was wiped off. they were wiped off. You see what is happening in all over the country. See Fulani herdsmen with AK-47.
Yeah, but if you say, pardon me, the part where you say Ngige was made to resign, that's not a party thing. We don't know the, internal details of it. But it may also have been the people with whom he was in bed with,
It was Obasanjo that sent the Balogu, the IG of police then.
Is that what Ngige said?
They said that the IG of police was there now. Balogu. I watched it on television that time. And under his watch, the whole Abu from Anambra State, from Onitsha, from Nkwo Junction, came to Oka and destroyed Anambra State, set everything called government property ablaze. And it was supervised under Chris Uba.
Yeah, but you see, so in that regard, there's something more. Excuse me. In that regard, there's something more sinister, which we usually loosely refer to as political. But something more sinister happens when something like that happens, and we don't usually get all that gist in the news.
People can define a terrorist. A terrorist is one who is continuously, who is specialized in putting fear in people. A terrorist, you are putting fear in people. When you kill people, you put fear in them. Where you maim people for just no reason, you put fear in them. Look at in Oyo State, a terrorist under the Buhari administration was killing Yoruba people in the farmland. A Yoruba man that came from Germany, a farmer, who went to inside the forest and reported to Wakili, who was their leader. This man was hanged and butchered.
Hello? I lost you. Hopefully you make it back. Hello, good afternoon to you, Nigeria Info. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, okay, can you hear me? I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. You have to please call back, Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
You have to speak up for us, okay? I'm not sure why I can't hear some of you.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Welcome, thank you for being here. Tell us your name, you can go ahead.
Emmanuel, and I'm speaking to you from Ekpe.
Welcome, Emmanuel.
Joyce, if we want to disagree with the judge and that judgment, it's because we only want to defend our country.
Pardon me, could you bring it up, please? I didn't quite.
I say if we want to disagree with the judge or the judgment, it's because we are patriotic and we want to defend our country.
Yeah, but that would be blind. That would be a form of stupidity if it is true, because you cannot say, well, because you're trying to save your brother, if your brother does something evil that has cost other people something, then you cover the error. Because if you don't punish the error, well, how do you fix the problem, right?
Now, the very recent elections, I'm close to the one in Ogun State, and some news that filtered in, from that election. At the polling booth, police officers were there, and dogs were there, and instruction was handed to them that if a PDP member came and want to vote, they should tell him that he should either choose to vote or lose his life. It means that if you are not voting for APC, it was what the journalists were there, and they were telling them, if you are not voting for APC, leave this polling booth or you die. Isn't that terrorism? Now, it's just like we going somewhere else, outside Nigeria or Africa, and then they tell us that Nigerians release Boko Haram or terrorists and rehabilitate them, and even some even join their military. And then I'll be saying it's a lie. So, where we are today, I don't think it's just PDP or APC. It's the mentality of our politicians. Get the power by all means, grab it, snatch it, and run with it by all means necessary. Either it's a way of bullying, they don't care. Either terrorizing, they don't care. Either traumatizing, they don't care. Just get the power by all means. And all these means they've used, there is nothing like fair, there is nothing like equity, there is nothing like justice in all these means they've used to get power. So, how we are going to find ourselves out of this, I don't know. But I won't want to completely disagree with those judge and the judgment.
Do you disagree in any measure? Do you disagree anyhow?
I told you in the first place that if I say I disagree, I'm just being patriotic and I want to defend my country.
Yeah, but isn't that so? Hold on a second. I'm asking you to be patriotic, but I'm also asking you to be honest. So what is the superior thing to do, patriotism or honesty?
If I'm honest with the Nigerian politicians I know, that judge is right. Thank you.
Why are you running away? Wait.
I'm not running away.
Hold on. So if you're being honest, you agree with the judge?
Yes.
So if you're being patriotic, you agree with the Nigerian political parties?
Yeah, I'll probably agree less with the judge.
You'll agree less with the judge.
Yes.
Does that say something about your character? Because I think something that I have noticed in the last few days, there's something about character in this country that doesn't quite exist. So if you're being honest, you'll agree with the judge. But if you're being patriotic, you'll agree with our political party. So it says something about your character. So who are you in this? Are you an honest man or are you a patriotic man? Because now we also have to pry into the sensibility of your claim of patriotism. So who are you? You're a Nigerian. Are you a liar or are you an honest man?
Joyce, listen. The worst of countries in this world, their citizens defend their country.
Pardon, bring it back. What did you say?
The worst of countries in this world, you find that citizens defend their country.
Pardon me, I didn't hear that. The worst.
I said the worst of countries in this world.
The occultist.
The worst of countries.
The worst of countries.
Yes, in this world, their citizens defend them.
Their citizens defend them.
Yes.
For being the worst things.
If an American come here, you is not going to agree that Americans are violent.
So wait, if an American goes somewhere and kills someone, then America goes there and defends the guy. Like Americans go there and say, yes, what he has done is okay.
Okay, look at what Israel is doing to Palestinians.
Yeah, doesn't make it right just because they're
It's
doing
not right,
it.
but you find the Israelis.
No. Hold on a second. Doesn't make it right because they're doing
it. Make it right. I told you in the first place.
I don't want you to get defensive. I want you to be able to look at your own truth in the eye. Don't get defensive. I'm using your words. Right. So, does it make it right just because... So, wait. America is supporting Israel. Does it make it right?
It does not make it right.
But you think you should do it. So, you should do something wrong if there's gain for you. You will do something wrong if you benefit. Right. You will crucify honesty. You will crucify the truth if you benefit from a lie.
Joyce, I told you in the first place.
Thank you for calling me. There's nothing you can tell me. I think the more things you may need to do is tell yourself. It is yourself you have to convince. You can't convince me. I mean...
Hello, Joyce.
Yeah, welcome. Good afternoon to you. What's your name?
my line dropped, the network.
Oh, okay. So I'd like for you to round up, please. I want to go to WhatsApp messages.
Quick one. You know, we go to court, all these political parties, with all this, even with the Boko Haram, the terrorists, or the Tuji Bello group, can any judge come out and mention this name, this word that this judge used, the one in Canada used? Can they? Immediately after the election in Lagos, here, particularly in Lagos, because I'm in Lagos, what happened to the market here and there, Wilma? This guy, one of the governorship, they had to donate. He's 100 million then. Before you know it, another market goes on and at Panza, what they call that place. Another one at Ladibo. Another one at Ikeja. What do you call that? When people are making excuses for them. I told you people, Nigerians, the process that brought these people in, I'm not comfortable with it. They will never get it right. The Canadian people, judge give that people are picking offense. For what? I will not. They cost it, but not all of them. Like I said, they cost it. Let's remain with that. We have to change our way of doing things. Thank God 2027 is coming. If we like, let's correct that mistakes. Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you for calling 99.3 Nigeria Info. I have a message here from Stanley. Stanley from Lekki says, the man from Canada is right. 2 years ago, when I was trying to go to the UK, my senior cousin told me that he would link me that he had a link that can take me to the UK through any event whenever the Nigerian government officials are going to the UK or through sports as a supporter. In addition, my cousin told me to start building my case as a guy, and that Nigeria is hostile to the guy community in Nigeria. My cousin told me to start taking pictures that can convince the judge that I am a guy. So I believe what the caller from Canada said. Okay, I think it's the way you tell your story. But you are corroborating the aspect of this gist so far today from the perspective of the Canadian guy who said that there are Nigerians who are taking advantage of whatever gaps there are in the Nigerian system to victimize themselves in order to get a kind of advantage, or they're trying to curry the favor of the judge, so they victimize themselves using all the gaps within the Nigerian system to build a case. And you have been given that offer before. Thank you for writing me. Hi, Joyce. You say it's imperative to note that the party's APC PDP activities and actions in our country portray terrorist acts during elections by killing, shooting, maiming, intimidating voters. So when you force people against their expression and the state don't stop it, and they are in power through such terror acts, then the party is a terrorist party. This is Ikunton. Pardon me, I'm thinking I got that wrong. Elder Ikunton. Thank you very much for writing me. Kenny, I have a few seconds before the commercial break. You say, I think all political parties in Nigeria are all the same because they share same ideology. What do you call the West and the US that supports genocide? All right, well, hold that thought. We have to go off on a break. We'll be right back. We're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Now cook food where sweet like this. One girl for my kitchen. Too sweet I lick my lips. Now waiting I use them fry my chicken. If you listen when it says the sound of joy taste you've been missing. It a hammer for my city. Now cook food where sweet like this. This mama do your meal. This mama do. Oh no you dey use this mama do. Mama do. Yes mama do. This mama do your meal. This mama do. Oh no you dey use this mama do. Mama do.
It tastes great. It's Mamador. Mamador oil is available in stores near you and also comes in pocket-friendly sizes. Use Mamador oil today.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Okay, let me see. WhatsApp. Let me run. You say Olusegun from Ikotun. Dati Baba Ahmed said something on Arise Television. He said something happened the night before INEC chairman announced the results of the presidential elections, connecting what happened to vice president and what happened made the INEC chairperson announce the results. Dati was asked by the presenter what happened. He said he can't say it on national television because it will great consequences on the nation. Okay. Since then, nobody from the presidency has countered his claim. Something is happening in Nigeria that is secret to us, but open to the international world. The judge knows what he is saying. Okay. Thank you very much for writing me. I do appreciate it. I actually meant what you call a brother might be the same thing you would be called for real, even though the person you allege is innocent, because it could be a payback to you afterwards. Oh, well, I think someone is... Merchant Man is trying to correct something that I didn't understand earlier on. Thank you so much for writing me. Yomi from Victoria Island says, Canadian courts do not have jurisdiction to officially designate foreign political parties as terrorist organizations. In a global or diplomatic sense, they can't outlaw or ban a party in Nigeria or any other country. However, under Canada's Immigration and Refugee Protection Act, they can make determinations about whether a group, foreign or domestic, has engaged in terrorism or subversion for the purpose of immigration decisions. I will advise Nigerian government to take up a legal action against the Canadian government. This will automatically affect innocent Nigerians home and abroad negatively. This is Yomi. Good advice, to be honest, to take up you say you'll advise the Nigerian government to take up legal action against the Canadian court. Now, you see, this is good. The other question is, do we have a case? Because it's one thing to say, well, as a sovereign nation, blah, 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 blah. and then Canadian court would have to present, if you take them to court or take the government to court, well, they would say, well, here are this is the information that has informed our decision, or these groups of information or sequence of information or events have informed our decisions. Well, I guess it's going to be a show off, so it's really worth waiting for. But the Nigerian government is not saying that they'll take it to court. They're asking for dialogue, I guess, to maybe modulate the characterization or, I don't know, adjudge to the political parties what may be more befitting, even though all the accusations are taken into consideration. Particularly because of, in my view, the aspect that innocent Nigerians who may have affiliation, who may be members, who's now that Trump is asking for your social media handle, who just pretty much wrote something about APC, PDP in support, may not even be a member, but something happened and they had a point of view and they put it up on social media. And somebody just reads it and be like, yeah, you're affiliated to this party, ban. Or you don't get the job, which pretty much has been a thing where Nigerians are losing opportunities because, one, they're Nigerian. And God knows how stringent it's about to get with the way Trump is going with American policies. They're a few seconds away from the top of the hour where we have to bring to you the headlines. We will go off on a break and we'll come back. Messages, please bear with me. Telephone lines, I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. We're Nigeria Info.
Constantly changing.
Students sit exams on bare floor in the BK's alma mater.
The World Health Organization says, but your place for news and great talk remains the same.
There's a saying in Igbo language that one that kills his brother wouldn't say that he's a champion. Champion over what?
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. It's 2 o'clock. The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates.